This video will be talking about a interesting question. Which one would win, 1 trillion lions or every single Pokemon in the Pokemon universe? I'm going to look this up. And yes, I'm going to actually spend time at 10 o'clock at night. Okay. Pokedex. Okay. Now, I'm going to be generalizing this because there's no. Surprise me. I'm going to do this one by one by one by one by one by one by one. Reject all. Okay. Hey. Let's go with Bulbasaur. Now, what can he do? He's 2 feet tall, 15 pounds, and what attacks can he do? I'm not a Pokemon fan, so I apologize to the hundreds of millions of people that like Pokemon or know shit off the top of their head. So, now let's see. Protect type, grass and poison. Fire, ice, flying, psychic. So, lions are none of those. So, immediately, Bulbasaur has an advantage because, to my knowledge... Okay, Vine Whip. I presume Vine Whip is a distance attack. And lions really cannot do distance attacks. Yes, multiple lions could gang up on Bulbasaur, but he has 2 others in his family, or evolutionary line, but yeah. Ivysaur has probably more health. Yeah, a little bit more health, a little bit more weight, and same weaknesses, so he doesn't have any direct weaknesses against the 1 trillion lions. So, right now, the evolutions of Bulbasaur are able to probably take out a few lions. Not in the 100. Well, depends on what attacks they have. Leech Seed, 30 damage. And let's just go with the fact that lions have... I don't know, but... Honestly, I don't know how much a lion could take, but I presume with distance, lions would practically not have much of an advantage because they're primarily close-range fighters. And the fact is that lions, yes, they are pretty good together, or if there's 1 trillion of them. But the fact is that there's 1,025 Pokemon. And the fact that those Pokemon, a lot of them have long-range abilities, to my knowledge. So, let's go with the fact that both Ivysaur and Bulbasaur will probably take out 5, maybe 10 each. Maybe? And that's the conservative side. So, Venusaur. This guy looks big, and probably could take on a few by himself just on size alone. Yeah, he's good 220 pounds. Yes, a lion's a lot probably bigger. I don't know that information off the top of my head. But has the same weaknesses, so no direct advantage for the lions because I think they would have a fighting type. Lions would be considered a fighting type or neutral type, or whatever that is called in Pokemon. And okay, Solar Beam, Pollen Hazard, and okay, there's many different attacks. So let's go with basically the normal. It looks Venusaur looks big and capable of taking on a lot of lions, maybe 10 to 50. That's an estimate. That's a hard estimate. But overall, the Bulbasaur line of Pokemon, I would say, with no extra stuff, I could say maybe take out 100 of the Pokemon. Yes, we're nowhere near where we need to be to take on a trillion of them yet, but we're now getting to the next first-gen Pokemon, Charmander. This one's going to be taking a lot out, because the fact is, fire is very dangerous for most animals of Earth, because the fact is, lions do not have any advantage against Charizard unless they cut the tail. Or Charmander. My bad, people. Anyway. And yes, I am using the Pokemon.com website. Yes, I know that's not the most... I don't know the Pokemon community's preferred stats, but this is what I'm going by. And yes, I know he's 20 pounds, but he's a he's a fire dragon. And heat tackle. If that is spewing fire, actually, ember. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's gonna kill most things. Yeah. I could say if Charmander does it right and aims right, because the hair of the lions probably is dry unless they previously wetted it, and it depends on the environment, but if they're close together, a lot of them can burn. So I would say 100 to 1,000 maybe. Yes, 1,000's on the high side in my opinion, but you could still get it. And Charlamian, Charmeleon, the next evolution of Charmander. And basically he is double his weight, a little bit taller, and has the same weaknesses, so the lions do not get a bonus or any advantage. And flamethrower. Yeah, I'm just saying this. Do that right, you're killing a lot of them. Like maybe, with a low estimate, a few hundred to 1,000 comfortably. And that depends on how long this Pokemon, 5th on the entry, can even keep his flamethrower going. So that honestly depends, but if they team up, you could probably see a lot of lions dead. So now to the star of this evolutionary, the evolutions of Charmander, Charizard, the literal dragon. Yeah, I do not think the trillion lions are going to be able to take him out when he can literally fly. And literally weighs the weight of a human being. And no advantages. And yep. Yeah, I can say that the entirety from Charmander to Charizard probably is able to take a lot of the lions down, of the trillion lions. Even if the lions gang up on the fire types or any Pacific type, the Pokemon, on average, to my knowledge, have a higher intelligence than the lions. Period. And would probably be able to make tactics to use each other's advantages. Because in Pokemon are smart enough to listen to commands and basically be able to literally talk on their own. So I very much do not doubt that this would be an easy fight for the Pokemon. Now, to Squirtle. Yeah, a wet kitty is not a happy kitty. Any cat owner knows that. And the lions do not get a bonus. And I'm only going through the first 20 Pokemon on the Pokemon website. If you guys want more, you'll get more. So let's see what he does. Flip a coin and water gun. If water gun is like a pressurized hose, like actually is pressurized, that could do a lot of damage. But if it's not pressurized, you're pissing a lot of lions off. And with electric types, you could probably get a lot of the lions down. And yes, I know I'm overanalyzing, but, well, YouTube is famous for overanalyzing everything. Anyway, Water Turtle is next. And yeah, he basically is a turtle, so a little heavier than Squirtle, one of my favorite Pokemon, even though I don't really understand most of it. Free dive, put through wave and chill attack. Okay, basically a lot of water attacks, and I see Squirtle and water tortoise taking down a decent amount of the lions. Not many, but maybe enough to influence the outcome of the battle. So I'd say kill count of all the Pokemon so far, 1,000 or 2,000 at this point. Yes, we're nowhere near a trillion, but Bulbasaur. Those are pressurized hoses, meaning if you go high enough, you can cut through literal skin. And the fact that water is sharper than diamond when pressurized correctly. Yeah, basically, if Bulbasaur and Charizard work together, they would be able to basically blitz a lot of lions and be able to be basically support for other Pokemon. I don't know much about it, Pokemon, but I think it would be able to get a decent amount of them down. Of the lions down. So I'd say maybe I'd say 3,000, 2,500 on the medium to high end, and 1,000 at the low end, if the Pokemon work together. And Caterpie, do you have an evolutionary line? Yes, you do. Yeah, you're just bug food. You're just basically cannon fodder. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Caterpie and... yeah. How many pounds are you? Yeah, that's not gonna help much. Now to the bug types. Caterpie, Matpod, and Butterfree. Butterfree. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Just from 10 to 12 of the Pokemon evolutions on the Pokemon.com page, I'm gonna say they probably maybe take out 1 to 5 to 10 lions, but that's stretching it. So I'd say 1 to 5 lions. But I'll check still. Yeah, they don't do much. Now to the next one. Yes, I'm making this video at 10 o'clock. And yes, I should charge my phone. And, okay, that's a decent wait for a Pokemon. Okay, Bug Bite. That's a bit close, but, yeah. It could work. Just depends on how durable the Bug Bite does and the Iron Defense attack. But, honestly, I don't think these three are doing much. And now Butterfly. What do you do? 75 pounds for a butterfly? Or 75.5? But still, that's interesting. Okay, Whirl Whip. Okay, that's a decent amount of damage. Or it looks like it. So, probably, I would say enough to make enough of the lions get injured and make them easier prey for other Pokemon. But I'm not completely sure on that. So, any Pokemon experts, please tell me if I'm wrong, but the Pokemon on the Pokemon website, Caterpie, Millipede, and Butterfly would probably take 1 to 20 lions down with them. So I'd say making the number 1020 to 2020 something around that number for the first 12 Pokemon. Now to the home page. Now to load more Pokemon. What? Weedly? Are you serious? Weedly. The 13th Pokemon on the Pokemon website. You very much don't look like much. Yeah, yeah, you're the distraction. I'm sorry if I'm being very critical, but Weedly or Weedly just sounds like a distraction. Like one of the first Pokemon to die in this war between the Trillion Lions and Pokemon. And anyway, basically 13 or the 13th Pokemon on the Pokemon website probably isn't doing much. Now Kakuan is 22 pounds, so that's decent. Not much, but decent. And okay, not much either. So I would say semi-confidently that it doesn't do much either. The 14th Pokemon on the Pokemon.com website. And yeah, I honestly think the bug types are going to be the distractions, basically. And now Beedrill. Now this one probably is going to be a lot more annoying. Especially the fact it's poisonous and it weighs 65 pounds. Yeah, that's going to take at least a few of them down with them. I could say that Beedrill is probably one of the stronger Pokemon out of 13 to 15 lineup. So I'd say if strategy would be done right, basically the Pokemon would use their strengths to lure lions to basically be hunted down by the bigger Pokemon. Or that's my opinion. I'm not completely sure, but we'll see. There could be some Pokemon that completely don't even need the backup. But Pidgey? Okay, Pidgey. Yeah, a 4-pound bird. Yeah, you'd be good for scouting, but not by much. Yeah, this is actually the first one that would actually get damaged by the lions, or because, in my opinion, lions are considered. Actually, no. Oh, they're not weaknesses. Their weaknesses do not include normal types, so I would be wrong about that. Anyway, now to the Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto. I have no idea, but it's the other evolution of Pidgey. And it's 66 pounds, so it is pretty big and probably could ambush and... Yeah, it's big enough to probably do some damage. Not a lot of damage, but could do a lot of damage if done right. And these birds are probably decently smart, so it wouldn't be too much of a surprise. Anyway, Ratatan. Okay, now we're getting to the questionable ones of the... Okay, we're going to be here for a while, and we actually have 2 more Pokemon to go. Ratatan. Ratata. Yeah, this thing's getting smushed. It's a literal rat. Yes, it's a 7-pound rat, but it's a rat. And it could probably piss off a lot of lions. Probably. I'd say, but not by much. Like, probably only enough to really make it a little bit mad. But anyway, now to the last one for this video, because I'm tired. Ratata. Ratacan? Huh. Yeah, it could do some damage, but not much. So I'd say this one goes in the pile of distractions. And it is the 20th Pokemon on the Pokemon website. So I'd say out of the 20 Pokemon I've done in this video, I'd say about the conservative number would be 1,500 up to 2,500 lions would be killed, or maybe a bit more. I don't know Pokemon well. Also, if you guys actually want to examine how I've done and criticize how I've done it, please do so.